Greetings to you. Today we'll be looking at A Midsummer Night Dream by William Shakespeare. Shakespeare is one of the foremost writers across centuries. His writings do not have boundaries. It cuts across centuries, times and seasons, and relevant in all ages. So, being a man of literary prowess and a literary connoisseur, he has written a lot of plays, poetry, and some other literary works. One of his plays is A Midsummer Night's Dream, and today we'll be looking at the plot of the play. As you can see from the projected screen, you can see the list of the characters here. You can see Pog, Oberon, Titania, Lysander, Demetrius, Hemia, Helena, Aegeus, and other characters. So looking at the plot of the play, and also we'll be looking at the themes, the characters, and significant incidents in the play. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Today we'll be looking at the plot. In another video we'll be looking at the characters, we'll be looking at the themes, and in another video we'll be looking at the significant and important incident in the play. Subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when we upload another video on the Midsummer Night Dream or any other literary text. So looking at it, this is the background of the play. In the play, the Midsummer Night Dream, 4 Athenians ran away to the forest only to have Puck, who is one of the characters in the play. The fairy tale, both of the boys fall in love with the same girl. So the four run through the forest pursuing each other while Puck helps his master play a trick on the fairy tale. In today's English, we can say Puck is a magician. So in the end, Puck reverses the magic and the two couples reconcile and marry. And why did he implement magic on one of them? So let's start with the introduction to the play. So A Midsummer Night Dream is a comedy written by Shakespeare in 1976, in 1576. Wow, that is a very long time ago, about 400 years. So the play is set in Athens and consists of several subplots that revolve around the marriage of Theseus and Hippolyta. So one subplot involves a conflict between four Athenian lovers. Another follows a group of 6 amateur actors rehearsing the play, which they are to perform before the wedding. That is the play they were planning to perform during the wedding of Hippolyta and Theseus. And the play is called Pyramus and Thisbe. As we go in the course of the lesson, you will understand it better. So this is the plot of the play, plot of the Midsummer Night Dream. So A Midsummer Night Dream opens with the Theseus and Hippolyta planning their wedding, which takes place in 4 days. So you can say that the play consists of just 4 days. So at the beginning of it, Hippolyta and Theseus were planning their wedding, while some actors were rehearsing the Pyramus and Thisbe, which they were planning to plan to stage on the wedding day. So also in the beginning of it, we saw that Aegeus entered with his daughter Hemia and her 2 suitors, Lysander and Demetrius. So Hemia is in love with Lysander, but her father wants her to marry Demetrius. So he declares that if Hemia won't marry Demetrius, she will die. So the father threatens Hemia that she must marry Lysander. She must marry Demetrius, but Lysander was the one that she intended to spend her life with. So in paragraph 2 of the summary, we also saw Helena was also in love with Demetrius. So Hermia and Lysander then tell Helena about their plan to leave. So in the last effort to gain him of this plot, to gain Demetrius' love, Helena decides to tell him of this plot. So Peter Queens is directing a group of amateurs, as I said earlier, to perform Pyramus and Thisbe for Theseus' wedding. So Nick Button, a terrible actor, was one of the person directing the play. So in paragraph 3, we continue with the summary of the play. Fairy Queen Titania and Fairy King Oberon are arguing because Titania refuses to give Oberon custody of the Indian boy she is raising. So Oberon wanted to take the custody of the child, and as a result of that, Puck poisoned Titania so that she can give the child to Oberon. So Oberon sent Puck, his troublemaking jester, out to find a plant called love in idleness. So the juice of which play any passing dot on the next creature he or she sees. So look at the paragraph 4 of the summary. Taking pity on Helena for the terrible way Demetrius is treating her, Oberon instructs Puck to put some love juice in Demetrius' eyes at a moment when Helena will be the first person he sees upon waking. So mistaking Lysander for the Demetrius, Puck puts love juice in Lysander's eye, still in pursuit of Demetrius. So Helena wanders past and awakens the sleeping Lysander. He immediately falls in love with her. So you can see how complex the plot is. So when Titania falls asleep, Oberon squeezes the love juice in her eyes. Puck, appalled by the awful acting of Oberon, gives him a donkey head. So Button is unaware of the transformation and walks through the wood, waking Titania, who immediately falls in love with him. So Titania willingly releases the Indian boy to Oberon because she only has eyes for Button. So Oberon's plan is now complete. So he sees her from despair and has Puck remove the donkey head from Button. So Lysander also, both Lysander and Demetrius are in love with Helena. So before a serious fight breaks out between Demetrius and Lysander, Oberon has Puck create a fog that will help the lovers from finding one another. So while they are sleeping, Puck reverses the spell on Lysander. He also casts a spell so none of the lovers will remember what has happened in the wood. So Lord, what fools these mortals be? That is, Puck is the one making mockery of them. And this is the final paragraph of the summary. In the final scene, the joyous lovers enter and Theseus decides it is time to plan the festivities for the evening and chooses to see Pyramus and Thisbe performed. So the players finally present their hilarious play, and Hippolyta and Theseus married at the end of the play. So in our next lesson, we'll be discussing the significant incidents and their importance, and we also discuss the characters and the themes in the play. Subscribe to the channel. So these are the themes in the play. We'll also be discussing them in the subsequent lesson. And subscribe to the channel so that you will get updated, and also click the notification bell so that it will notify you when a new video is uploaded. We'll be discussing the significant importance, we'll be discussing the themes, and we'll also be discussing the characters and characterization in the play. Thank you.